It's time to make more pickled quail eggs. Since the last time we made them, we've gathered 94 quail eggs, so we got enough to do a couple batches, and we'll show you the 2 recipes we're going to do. We're boiling 2 batches here and then throwing them into the ice water. And if you saw in our last video, you boil the water first, then you drop the eggs in, and you do it for around 3 minutes.
3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah, last time we were just under 4 minutes, and they turned out good that way. All right, the second batch is boiled. We're throwing them in what's left of the ice water. Now comes the task of taking the shell off of 94 small eggs. But we are going to use that old rolling them around in the jar method because that works really good. So we'll loosen up the shells with that and get it done. So this batch calls for some sausage. One of the recipes we're doing, sausage and onion in with the pickled eggs. So that sounds pretty scrumptious. So I need to cut these up. Alright, so now we're supposed to put these in boiling water for about 5 minutes to remove some of the fat. Using the shake, rattle, and roll method. Only 90 to go. Yikes. So we're not gonna do a how-to recipe. We're just kind of showing you what we're doing. We will have the recipe in the description below for this one with the sausage and the onion, and the other recipe we're using also. So we'll put both those recipes down there, but again, not a how-to video. We're just kind of getting her done on a Sunday evening. So we're going to demonstrate one more time this shake, rattle, and roll method. Just beat them up good.
They sound different too once they're all cracked. And then I also just kind of crack it like this.
Kind of give it a little squeeze around.
Yeah, make sure it's all cracked.
And at the fatter end, there's usually a little air pocket so you can peel without doing any damage if you start at the fat end.
These whites are very delicate.
There you go. And get that membrane off and then rinse them off. Good to go.
This is all the onion we have, so we're gonna cut it thinly.
Okay, so now we're gonna fill the big jar with the eggs, onions, and the sausage. Alright, so there's what we got in the jar. Now we'll get the brine going, and we'll probably drop in a few chunks of habanero or jalapeno. Alright, so it's the crushed red pepper. Alright, so we got about a half of a habanero in there also. Now Jen's making the brine, and again, the recipe is going to be in the description below, so just go ahead and check there if you feel like trying this recipe out.
I think this is going to be good because it's our homemade apple cider vinegar and it's not quite as tart.
Oh yeah. So now we're going to bring this to a boil to get everything to dissolve, the sugar, and just get everything mixed up good, and then we'll let it cool, and then we can add that brine to our luscious eggs, onions, meat mix. Oh man, I can't wait to try that one. We're going to let this one go for a lot longer. Well, a lot longer. We're going to, at least 3 weeks, maybe Christmas time, we'll have to break into that thing, but at least 3 weeks. This batch here, this one, we're doing a recipe. We're just making it up, but we're using the ingredients off of our favorite pickled quail eggs that we've bought in the past. So now we're gonna layer in some of this stuff. Probably don't want to do too much. Throw one of those down there. Guess I'll do that garlic after.
The first batch we made.
Another garlic and a few more Sorrento. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Call it good?
Mm-hmm. Here, I'll put the brine in.
We'll scoop out all of the peppercorns if they don't fit, and you get at least get all those in there.
Yeah.
So I'll probably get 5 to 10 eggs a day. So tomorrow I can top that off. Tomorrow and the next day, top that one off. Add a few to this if we need to.
Oh, look at that.
That is awesome.
I love this jar.
Yeah.
Please be enough. Ooh, it looks perfect.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I still have more, but actually probably too much. Whoa, look at all the spices down there.
Okay, there they are. 2 batches. This one's got the meat and onions, and this one's jalapeno, a little bit of cayenne pepper and other stuff. Pretty plain recipe, but man, those are going to be good. So we're going to let these sit for longer than last time. Last time we waited 3 days, but we could tell as the days went on, they tasted a little better. So I think we're going to let them go. A few other people have suggested that we let them go and said they let them go for months, and I'm sure they're better if you do that. So we'll see how long we can go before we dip into these things.